Welcome to T-News 9 channel, bringing you the next thrilling chapter of When No One Decides. Today, we dive into chapter 21, Turning the Board. Stop reacting, Lily said. Let them react to us. Morning came with a bruised silence. The house looked normal again, lights on walls, intact. But Lily didn't feel normal. She felt awake. Ethan stood near the window, still recovering from his ordeal. You shouldn't be moving today, she told him gently. I'm not, he replied, his voice raspy. I'm existing aggressively, she snorted despite herself. A small spark of the old Ethan, Lily decided to skip school. Not out of fear, but out of pure intention. They're watching patterns, she said, pulling on her jacket. So I'm changing mine. Ethan studied her, a flicker of concern in his eyes. That's risky. So is doing nothing. He nodded slowly, a silent agreement passing between them. Okay, he said. Show me the move. They went downtown, not hiding, not running. They moved through public places filled with cameras, noise, and people. Lily walked with a newfound confidence, like she belonged there. They expect isolation, Ethan observed, his senses on high alert. This complicates things for them. That's the point. Her phone vibrated, an unknown number. The message was simple, interesting. Lily didn't reply. Instead, she smiled. At a busy intersection, she stopped. Here, she said. Why here? Ethan asked, scanning the area. Because there are too many exits, she replied, a strategist's gleam in her eye, and no good angles. Ethan watched the swirling crowd. You're thinking spatially now. I learned from the best. He winced. Low bar. She bought a cheap notebook from a street vendor and sat at an outdoor cafe table. Open view, bright sunlight, people passing by. Lily opened the notebook and began to write. What are you doing? Ethan asked, leaning closer. Leaving a message. She tore out the page, folded it neatly, and walked to a public bulletin board near the cafe entrance. She pushed the folded paper under the frame, visible to anyone who cared to look. Anyone can see that. Ethan stated the obvious. That's the idea. They didn't have to wait long. Across the street, a man paused. He looked at the board, then directly at her. It wasn't Marcus, but he was definitely connected. Ethan stiffened beside her. Runner, he murmured, not a decision maker. The man lifted his phone. Lily's vibrated immediately. The message, careful. This time, she typed back for the first time, a simple reply, I am. They left before anything else could happen. On purpose, on Lily's terms. As they crossed the street, Ethan looked at her, a mixture of pride and worry on his face. You're baiting them. Yes, that puts you in danger. She met his gaze, her own unflinching. So does letting them decide everything. Back home, Lily finally let herself breathe. Did that work? She asked, the adrenaline finally starting to fade. Ethan looked thoughtful. Yes, he said. You just forced them to respond in daylight. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. We should talk. Lily locked the screen. Good, she said quietly. Now they're listening. And for the first time, the game was no longer one-sided. Chapter 22. Controlled Truth. Information doesn't hurt, Marcus said. It rearranges. The call came at noon. An unknown number. No delay. No games. Lily let it ring just once, then answered. Speaker, she said softly. Instantly, Ethan appeared beside her, alert and ready. Lily, Marcus's voice said calmly from the phone. I told you we should talk. You're talking, she replied, her voice steady. A short pause, then the hint of a smile in his tone. Still brave. Good. They met again in public, at a different cafe, but with the same strategy. Marcus arrived alone. No shadow this time, which immediately put Ethan on edge. This is deliberate, he murmured to Lily. He's trying to disarm you. Marcus sat down slowly. I won't threaten you today, he said, his voice even. I don't need to. Then why am I here? Lily asked, cutting to the chase. Because you deserve context. Ethan stiffened beside her. No, he whispered urgently. You don't. Marcus folded his hands on the table. Ethan wasn't killed because he failed, he said, his eyes fixed on Lily. He was killed because he hesitated. Lily's breath caught in her throat. Hesitated to do what? To follow an order. Marcus replied coolly, one that would have erased a lot of inconvenient people. Ethan's ghostly form wavered. That's not. He started to protest. But Marcus continued, speaking over him. You didn't do it. You saw a child. You froze. Silence slammed down between them, heavy and absolute. Lily slowly turned her head to look at Ethan. Is that true? she asked, her voice barely a whisper. He didn't answer, and his silence was the answer she dreaded. Marcus leaned back in his chair, a look of satisfaction on his face. "You spared someone," he said, "and for that, you became a liability." Lily's chest tightened, a knot of anger and grief forming. "So you murdered him." "I removed risk," Marcus corrected her calmly. The organization agreed. "That doesn't make it right," Lily shot back. "I didn't say it did." Ethan looked utterly broken. "I don't remember the child," he said quietly, his voice filled with a hollow pain. "Because you buried it," Marcus replied without a shred of sympathy. "And now she's the echo." He glanced at Lily, a meaningful look in his eyes. Lily's hands clenched into tight fists under the table. "You're lying," she said, her voice shaking with rage. "No," Marcus replied smoothly. "I'm reframing that's the same thing." Marcus smiled, a cold, calculating expression. Sometimes, he stood up to leave. "You're stronger than he was," he said, looking directly at Lily. "That's why you're dangerous." He left money on the table, enough for the drinks and for the damage he'd caused. Ethan didn't move, a statue of regret. "If that's true," Lily whispered, her world spinning, "then letting you go is exactly what they want." Ethan finally looked at her, his eyes hollowed out by the past. "Yes," he said, "and now you understand the cost." Outside, the city moved on, oblivious. But inside Lily, something fundamental had shifted, cracked, and rearranged forever. Chapter 23 of When No Decides, titled Verification. "Truth doesn't ask you to believe," Lily said. "It asks you to check." Lily didn't go home after the cafe. She went to the place Ethan avoided talking about, the internet, public terminals. No accounts, no patterns. Ethan hovered beside her, his ghostly form uneasy. "I don't like this," he said. "I know," Lily replied, her fingers already flying across the keyboard. "That's why I'm doing it." She searched old news articles, digging into a digital graveyard of cold cases, unexplained fires, closed investigations, all citing anonymous tips. The incidents were years apart, scattered across the same city, but with different victims. A pattern began to emerge. Then, a line of dates caught her eye. One date matched, the night Ethan died. A cold knot tightened in her chest. "There," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Ethan leaned closer, his spectral eyes fixed on the screen. "I remember smoke," he said slowly, the memory hazy. "Not fire. Memory edits itself," Lily countered, her focus unwavering. "Records don't." She dug deeper, navigating a labyrinth of court filings, redacted names, a sealed juvenile case. Her hands froze over the keyboard. "Child witness," she read quietly. The age was withheld, the outcome listed as relocated. Ethan's form flickered violently. "That's her," he choked out. "The one I didn't finish." Lily completed the sentence for him. The silence that followed was heavy, swallowing the quiet hum of the computer terminal. She pulled up a city map and overlaid the incident locations. The points weren't random. They formed a deliberate, chilling pattern. "They were cleaning house," Lily said, the realization dawning on her. "And you stopped it." Ethan's voice cracked. "I chose wrong." "You chose to be human," she replied, her gaze firm. "That gets people killed. So does obedience," she shot back. The screen dimmed, flashing a time limit warning. Lily logged out and stood up, the weight of their discovery settling upon her. "So Marcus wasn't lying," she said, "but he wasn't telling the whole truth either." Ethan nodded. "He never does." She faced him, the pieces clicking into place. "They want you gone because you're proof," she said. "Not a threat." "Yes. And they want me because I'm leverage." "Yes." She exhaled slowly, a newfound resolve hardening her features. "Then we stopped playing defense." They stepped back into the blinding daylight. Just then, Lily's phone buzzed, an unknown number. The message was simple. "Did you find what you needed?" She typed back without hesitation. "Almost." Ethan looked at her, surprised. "What are you doing?" "Checking one more thing," she said with a grim smile, "to see how scared they really are." And Lily knew the truth wasn't just something to protect, it was something to use. Chapter 24 of When Nitrogen Monoxide One Decides, titled Debate. "You don't catch predators by chasing them," Ethan said. "You let them correct you." Lily chose her lie with extreme care. It wasn't a big, dramatic falsehood, just something plausible. She stayed offline, sent no messages. Instead, she just talked. At school, casually, but just loud enough for unseen ears to hear. "I think I know why they're after him," she said to no one in particular. I found a name. Ethan stiffened beside her. You didn't, he whispered urgently. No, Lily replied quietly. But they don't know that. The name she dropped was completely wrong. It was an old, disconnected, and harmless name, but it sounded dangerous enough to be a real lead. That's incredibly risky, Ethan warned. So is telling the truth, she countered. This way, I control the direction. The reaction was swift. Exactly 3 hours later, her phone vibrated during study hall. It was an unknown number. The message was simple. That name means nothing. Lily let a faint smile touch her lips. They're watching in real time, she whispered. Ethan nodded grimly. And they corrected you. That means you mattered. She quickly typed back a single taunt. Then you're late. There was no reply. But that afternoon, the ominous symbol appeared again. This time, it wasn't scratched into anything. It was drawn lightly in chalk on the sidewalk near her house. It was temporary, a warning, not a claim. They don't want attention, Ethan observed. They want precision, and they just lost it, Lily replied, a new resolve in her voice. The next day, she changed her story just slightly. A different class, a different minor detail. Still wrong, but still believable. This time, the response came even faster. Another message from the unknown number. Stop digging. Her pulse quickened, but she refused to freeze. She typed back a defiant challenge. Make me. Ethan let out a slow, heavy breath. You're escalating things. Lily, no, she corrected him. I'm measuring their response time. That evening, they met in her room. The lights were on, the door wide open. Lily paced back and forth. So, she began. What do we know now? Ethan started counting on his fingers. 1. They're monitoring your immediate environment. 2. They react faster to names than to locations. And 3. Lily added, they're afraid of exposure, not confrontation. She stopped pacing and nodded. That means they still need to maintain control, she concluded, which means we still have leverage. Ethan looked at her, his expression a mix of awe and concern. You're changing the game board again. Yes, Lily said firmly. But this time, I want them angry. As if on cue, her phone buzzed one more time. The unknown number again. The message was stark. Last warning. Lily didn't bother replying. She simply turned her phone face down on the table. Good, she said softly, almost to herself. Now I know where the line is. Ethan watched her, a storm of pride and fear warring within him. Because once you know where the line is, the next, inevitable step is deciding whether or not to cross it. Chapter 25 of When Now Decides, titled Misstep. Anger isn't loud, Ethan said. It's impatient. The mistake came disguised as kindness. A package arrived at Lily's house that afternoon. There was no return address and no courier logo, just her name, spelled correctly. Ethan appeared the moment she touched the box. Don't open it, he said. I won't, Lily replied. Not yet. She carried it to the kitchen table, sat down, and waited. 3 minutes passed. Then her phone vibrated. An unknown number. The message read, You're careful. That's good. Lily smiled thinly. They're watching through expectation, she murmured. Ethan nodded. He wants you to feel seen. She typed back a simple reply. You're late. Slowly, she opened the package. Inside was a thin folder filled with old photocopied papers, school records, her records. It detailed every transfer, every disciplinary note, every counselor's comment. Shy, withdrawn, targeted by peers. Low risk. Lily's fingers tightened around the pages. They've been profiling me, she said, her voice tight. Yes, Ethan replied, but this is sloppy. Why? Because it's personal, he said. Marcus did this himself. At the bottom of the folder was a single photo, a blurry hallway, a younger Lily, her head down, captured years ago, her breath caught in her throat. They were watching me before you, she whispered. Ethan's expression hardened. That's his mistake, he said. He thinks fear freezes people. The phone buzzed again. Another message from the unknown number. You could have stayed invisible. Lily stood up, walked to the sink, and tore the folder cleanly in half. She dropped the pieces into the trash. Then, she typed her response. You misread me. Silence. The wait was longer than before. Ethan watched her closely. He didn't expect rejection. He said he expected panic. Minutes later, another message arrived. Unknown number. You're not special. Lily laughed. It was a short, sharp sound. That's confirmation, she said. Of what? Ethan asked. That I am. Ethan stepped closer. Marcus crossed a boundary. He said. He showed his hand. Lily looked at the torn papers in the trash. Then next, she said quietly. I show him mine. Outside, the wind picked up. It wasn't a storm, just enough to signal a change in direction.